My dear friends, now the 10th Parliament of our nation has been inaugurated with so many new people coming in. We should pray that the parliamentary proceedings in the days to come will flow smoothly so that important decisions will be made after much good debate and that it will be for the betterment of our country. At the same time, I'm sad that two of our opposition political parties have not yet been able to finalize their national list. Now, in the Elections Act, there is provision given for anyone who had been defeated in the parliamentary election could come into the parliament through the national list. This is the cause of so many fighting now trying to get into the parliament, though they were defeated at the last election. I want to make an appeal to everyone. Please rethink about going into the parliament after having been defeated. Do you think that the parliament cannot do without you? Maybe you have made some very good speeches, very impressive. But you have to ask the question, what you spoke there in the parliament, did it do the walking among the people of your electorate? Because if the people have not voted you to go into the parliament, you should rethink of not struggling to go to the parliament through the national list. It's good for you to take a back seat. It's good for you to get laid off because it's a time of recuperation. It is a time of self-searching. And that will do much better for you as well as for the nation, so that later on again you might contest and the people will support you. Without doing that, if you push yourself in now through the national list, I do not think that will help our nation. This is my personal view, but I look at it through the eyes of the Holy Scriptures. In the Bible, we have a great leader, Moses, who was used by God to lead his people to the promised land through 40 years. As they were coming almost to the promised land, God did not allow him to step into the promised land. Instead, he said, "You will only see it from a distance." How difficult it would have been for Moses. But he accepted that this is the way how God wants it. I want you to very clearly check your own conscience, your own heart, and see whether this is something that is so necessary that you should push yourself into the parliament through the national list, or should you give space for someone else to go and occupy it? Because during this time, you can recuperate, you can rethink, you need to check yourself of your performance and be ready for another time. Otherwise, this is a time for you to serve the society, the community, in many other ways. You don't have to always be in the parliament to serve the community. There's so much that you can do for your political party, and that is always good for your party. So, my friends, I appeal to all those who are fighting in these two opposition parties, wanting to get into the parliament through the national list. rethink about it. And I hope and pray that you will realize it is far better to take a back seat, to be laid aside, and then later on receive the opportunity to go back to the parliament. May God bless you and our nation.